Hello and welcome to my dissociative identity disorder. My name is Chad Miller. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about, well, maybe a lot about my latest therapy session, which was pretty poignant. To give a little bit of backstory, my previous therapist wasn't well versed on DID and still took me on um, until my alters started presenting, and he basically just said, "Yeah, I'm not equipped to deal with this. See ya." And that's pretty much what happened. Um, so I found a new therapist, and she's been amazing and wonderful. And she's not well versed in DID either, but she's willing to learn. And by this latest therapy session, I can tell that she's doing some homework. And by homework, I mean she brought up the terminology of integration. Now, integration is a very simple term. Obviously, you want to bring things together, and that is the point of dissociative identity disorder: is to bring all the alters together into one cohesive unit. Um, which is the goal. So I was really impressed that she brought that up, and we talked a little bit about how that works or how it can work, and finding parts of myself in my different alters and identifying myself within them, and therefore maybe bringing them in closer to myself so that they don't seem quite as much the demons that I portray them to be. And I brought this up to my husband today as far as calling them demons. And they're not evil, well, per se. Gordon's not exactly the greatest alter in my system, but I feel whenever I switch that something bad has happened, that somehow or another I have to pay for whatever it is that occurred during the time when one of my alters has taken over. And whether that's, missing work or missing time with my husband or missing out on doing housework or, whatever that happens to mean that I miss out on, I feel remorseful, resentful, and I feel an amount of hatred toward my alters for doing that to me. But it's essentially myself. Um, so, to integrate, I have to start learning to accept my alters as being a part of myself, not separate little entities that have a mind of their own, which they seem to do. Um, because some of them are so drastically different than me. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna pull this out. My husband accompanied me during my last therapy session, and he took a box of tissues and said that this box is me, Chad. And let's say that this top tissue is Karis. We pull her out. It's Ymir. We pull him out. It's Skylar. We pull him out. It's Bella. We pull her out. It's Gordon. We pull her out. Whoever is up next, it doesn't matter because this whole box is me. And that was pretty poignant, and even my therapist had to say so. So getting into the mindset of trying to integrate my alters and accepting them as being a part of myself, it's going to be a hard process because of having to let go of the pain and the resentment that they cause me whenever they front. But I have to work at it. I have to. If there's any silver lining in this dark cloud of dissociative identity disorder, I've got to work at it. I can't just sit by and hopefully, wish that the cloud passes over and all this goes away, because it's not, and it's proven that it's not going to. So there's a little bit of Jared in me, there's a little bit of Karis in me, there's a little bit of Gordon in me. I mean, that's the foundation of what DID actually is because of several traumas, parts of me have branched off to help compensate for the fact that I can't deal with crap. So yeah, naturally there's gonna be aspects of me in each and every one of my alters. I just have to accept it and maybe learn just to pull them in. I mean, there's some alters that I haven't, or we haven't seen or heard from in quite some time. Bella, Skylar, and maybe it's the fact that I've come to peace with them and they no longer need to come out. And maybe that will be the case with the rest of my alters, and hopefully no more get created in the meantime. Or if whoever continues to exist, I just have to learn to accept that they're just a part of who I am. So that is going to be it for this episode of my dissociative identity disorder. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, feel free to drop something in the comments below. I'm always open to have a discussion about this disorder, especially for those not in the know. So yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it.